Once upon a time, Kyle's junk food and gaming addiction was born. It all started with one day at the very beginning of 2020 on a winter break. A typical day, smoke weed, watch Netflix, and vibe out. But this day was different. Out of nowhere, I was desiring to learn new things and expand my mind. Now pause. I had yet to be awakened of any sorts and was still completely in my old, unhealthy, impulsive ways. But during this day, I had come across a video titled, "Learn This and You'll Never Be the Same." And oh boy, was this title telling the truth. This video taught a universal law of reaping and sowing, or better known as cause and effect, informing the viewer that your mind is alike to a garden. Your beliefs are the fertilizer, thoughts are the seeds, and actions are the water. This is an immutable law and nothing can stop this. It also informed us that we were creators and anything we put our mind to was possible as long as we believed it and grew it within our mind. But this video made me feel a different kind of way, a disturbed way. I just been hit at full force with everything that I've been stuck in within my past. All these illusions, distractions, and self-destructive habits. But this feeling was a drive that was pushing me. I couldn't let go of it. This law I had learned planted a seed in my mind. This opened me up to another side of this world. It quite literally took over me. This day right here inspired me to start following my heart. So I then began rapping, mainly writing raps in my phone. But this is the time when I really started to open my mind and truly begin to realize I only have one life and I'm gonna live it to the best I could. This sparked my desire of fire, and to this day it's yet to extinguish. And right before my birthday, then came COVID, a game changer for everybody. Since I was in school at the time and it gave us a 6-month break, I fell in love with COVID, and I was not scared of it in the slightest bit. I was loving life. But after learning the truth about the music industry, how demonic and rigged it is, I eventually left it behind after going through immense emotions. It felt terrible letting go of this, but as you can tell, I was starting to wake up to the corruption and fakeness of this world. Then the next step of my journey showed itself. A game came along called Valorant. So I hopped on the train within an instant and was trying to make it as a pro YouTuber. This brought me back into the old ways of my life as a gamer since I was extremely young. But it was different. This time I desired to be healthy and evolve my mind, as I knew I needed to develop superior cognitive abilities than my opponents. My mom had been recently talking about how she used to make smoothies for my brother, and this interested me. So I decided to try for myself, and oh my, this was a stepping stone for your boy Kyle Good. This smoothie brought me a long way, and I'm addicted to these. They still live on to this day, and they've only gotten better and better. But I was correct with my assumptions that me upping the quality of my diet and taking on smoothies for the first time ever in my life evolved my day-to-day life like never before. Better cognitive abilities, less brain fog, more energy, list goes on and on. I truly started to understand health is wealth, and this is when I made the choice to quit fast food. Huge. I used to eat this 5 to 6 days a week, and life continued on. But then one day, I was chilling on the couch at night, and I heard my brother watching this guy speaking nonsense about these giant killer hornets. I don't know why, but this took courage to ask who he was watching. I got the channel and was introduced to spiritual soul and spirituality. This is when my health began to have a snowball effect. I felt like I was at the top of the world and I only wanted more. And this is around the time I found a comment below Spiritual Show's channel, which recommended practices like cold showers, exercising, meditation, and big ol' semen retention. With my newfound health, I was ready to take these on, all at once. This all took place within the month of May. Best decisions of my life. By the end of May, I had completely dropped my pro gaming attempt. I was putting my everything into rapping and pro gaming, but it just didn't feel right at the end of the day. Also, this was the hardest video I've ever made, so you already know your boy would appreciate a fat chunky like. So life continued on. Soon after all this, I then wrote the first page to my journal on July 13th. While you read this journal, listen closely to me. If your life is worth living, then your life is worth recording. And everything from here on out is completely written on paper. couldn't be more grateful for me starting this habit at such a young age. I dedicated myself to start daily writing about my mental and spiritual growth, my breakthroughs and awakenings, and the synchronicities I was experiencing. It then came in my life, Free Your Mind from Von Tucat and Gematria Effect News. This blew up my whole reality, and a whole new world, a whole new perspective was opened up to me, but not exactly a good one. I also had been learning about divide and conquer, and whoever controls space controls the population through media. As if you have somebody's consciousness, you are quite literally controlling their reality. I was becoming fully awake to the Matrix. I could see right through it, but I began diving into deep conspiracies because of Von Tucat. This was leading me down a bad path, but it took my brother completely cussing me out and me going on a nature walk to actually understand that I was completely wasting my time and energy. And this is when I came to the realization that the powers that be, the elites, have this control from hiding so much from us, hiding wisdom, hiding our true nature. Essentially, 99% of the population only knows 1% of our wisdom, and the other 1% of people know the 99%. I was completely fixed on obtaining and remembering this 99% knowledge. Roughly around this time, I bought my first books, Untethered Soul and The Kemetic Tree of Life. These books took me a long way, especially The Untethered Soul, which taught a lot about our mind, thoughts, comfort zone, and God. Kemetic Tree of Life is insanely knowledgeable, but holy is it hard to understand. I recommend both those books, or just really any books that will help you in life. Especially if you're young, you should most definitely be reading. Don't get it twisted. On August 4th, I had come to the deep realization that I was my own soul on my own journey, that I should let no one deter me from what I truly want out of this life. I was gonna let no one tell me what I should make out of my journey. So what's my next step then? Grow the ability to express my true self. And this was hard for me. I'm a Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Scorpio ascendant. I was very in my own world, very insecure. But at this time I was overcoming all of that, breaking through all these labels. I started to think about only what I desired. I was growing these seeds within my mind, and then went on a vacation to a Soyuz, and where I learned the deep truth that God is not judging, God is pure love. But around this time, I started to let the divine take control of where I needed to be headed in my life. At the time I was leaving a Soyuz, I realized that I am here to live my life as an example for others. This was huge for me. The universe directly told me to start a career of light working or just living as an example. I was also informed to not be afraid from such a calling, but I was meant to go within, ask if this is my true path, and so I did. But first, I needed to change. As to bring change to the world, you must be the change. Don't get it twisted, y'all. This divinity, these divine synchronicities, were the number one thing to help me understand the lessons I was receiving from the greatest teacher, which is life. And as I'm recording the part where I spoke of one of the biggest realizations, that I need to live as an example and the change I was seeking was internal all along, I then see 955. This directly informs us to continue listening to our intuition and to show others by an example of how to live life from a place of love and light. Stuff is real, y'all. The 16th year was the best year of my life, and as of March 18th, I hit the 17th year of my life. The best year of my life. I'm sure of it, and I hope the same for y'all. But again, realize the change must come from within. If you want to revolt from your old self and truly create the life you've always dreamed of, a life you love, you must create it. It's the law of cause and effect. There's no effect without a cause, no cause without an effect. You have to be the creator of this life. It will not come to you. So what are you waiting for, y'all? Go do what feels right to you. Follow your soul and your divine path. It's time to live as an example of love and light. And where I'm heading next, you ask? Well, YouTube's just a foundation, just a simple step I needed to reveal my true talents to myself. The next step? Becoming an author. And with that said, your mind is a garden, so be wise with that you plant. This is your agent of the divine, Sen.